tutorial on the MLS Customer Portal that you guys receive via email. A lot of people get the email listings but don't take advantage of some of the full functionality that's available through the Customer Portal. So I wanted to just show you some of that functionality. I've set up a make-believe search for a make-believe client named Susie Smith. So I just wanted to give you a quick run through and show you how that works. So Susie Smith got an email that says, "Hey, Susie Smith, here's your listings." And if you scroll down here, you'll see View Listings in Portal. If you click on that, it'll bring up a list of the properties. Now, there's a couple different views that you can take here using this display button. You can choose a map only, where you're just seeing the listings on a map, and you can click on each one of these for more information. You can click again for the actual listing page. You can also come back up here and do a split, where you have the map with a thumbnail off to the right. That will show you the properties, and when you mouse over here, you'll notice that it lights up on the screen over here, so you can see where it's at on the map. You'll see that that bounces around as I scroll down this list. Now I can click on this photo here to view more pictures. Scroll through those. There's a couple of other useful features that you can use here as well. You can use this little heart icon to make it one of your favorites. You can use this little light bulb to make it one of your maybes, or if you just hate it and you don't want to see it again, you can use this trash can to discard it. You can also use this little box right here to take notes or leave yourself notes. So if you click on that, a little box will open up and you might say something like "big backyard," and then you add that note. And now that's going to show up when you see your notes here. So if you've looked at the property and you have something that you want to use as a memory jogger, this notes field can be really useful. This more info button here will pull up the actual listing again. You can also do this split view with details, and what that'll do is show you on the map up here and then give you a list down here across the bottom. Same information, just a different way to display it. With the price, bedrooms, bathrooms, etc. You still have your favorites and maybes buttons over here. And once you click on those, it kind of puts them in a folder for you. You can come back up here to this top right where you see this heart. You can click on that, and that's only going to show you your favorites. And then you have the same display options there. You can do a split with a thumbnail off to the right, which shows you the two properties that we're talking about, and it's just your favorites. And then you can do the same thing with your maybes. Come over here and look at your maybe properties. And then I guess you can do the same thing with your ones that you discarded, your trash, but there's probably no reason you'd want to do that since you have discarded those. A couple of other things that I wanted to show you. You can obviously use this for your email listings, but you can also come over here to this search feature, and you can search for properties on your own. So you can come over here and put in your criteria or change the criteria to look for different types of properties. Maybe you don't want to see any foreclosures, or maybe you do want to see foreclosures. Maybe you do or don't want to see the waterfront homes, condos, etc. But here's another neat thing. Let's say that you found a property. I'm just going to clear all of these search features so we can start from scratch. Say you found something on Realtor.com or Zillow, and you want to look it up in your customer portal. You can put in the MLS number up here. So I'm going to put in this MLS number that I happen to know is good, U775-0015. I'm going to search for it. And I may have to zoom out on my map because it says they're not visible in my search criteria or my search area. Search again for this, and there's the property. It just I was zoomed in too far on the map initially. So now that I click on this, you notice it wasn't in my email search. I brought it up on my own because I found the MLS number somewhere else, on Realtor.com or Zillow or what have you. So now that I have it here visible, I can do the same thing. I can stick it in my favorites, and now this portal becomes a place for me to store all of the properties that I'm interested in, and I can refer back to my favorites here, whether I got them in my auto email alerts or whether I searched for them myself by MLS number or by Map, you can also draw shapes on the map here. You can use this circle and say, I want to see everything up here. You can draw a square on the map and say, I want to see everything in this little square here, based on these criteria that you set. And then once you find something that looks interesting, you can make it a favorite, or you can make it a maybe. And you can use this portal to kind of store those properties that you're interested in and keep track of them, take notes on them. Like this one has a trampoline. And so what this becomes then, especially your list of favorites, then becomes a map listing as well as pictures and your personal notes of everything that you have looked into about a particular property. So I just wanted to point out, especially here, the search feature can be really useful if you find a property somewhere else and you want to try to find it on the MLS, particularly if you have the MLS number. Those are almost always on Zillow, Trulia, and Realtor.com listings. So if you find it, you want to pull it up, you can do it here. Now, if it's already under contract or pending, you may not find it here because you're only going to find the active listings. But always check with me. I can confirm whether it's active and whether it is, how firm the contract is and when it's going to close and stuff like that. So the other thing you can do here, if you go to this welcome screen, the home page, is you can save your own search. So here are the auto searches. This is the auto email of Susie Smith's listings that we were just looking at. So I'm going to click on that. You'll see that these are the ones that have been popped up in Susie Smith's auto email alerts. There was that one maybe and the two favorites that I clicked on. They'll show up over here with my notes. This one has a big backyard, and this one has a trampoline. Those were the notes that we just entered. Now here's another cool feature. Let's say that the email alerts are great, but you're just curious about homes in Clearwater as well, because you decided to expand your search or change your criteria. Instead of using the auto searches, you can come up here to where it says My Searches, and you can create your own. So let's say we come over here. I'm going to delete this MLS number because that will obviously limit our search. Let's just say I want to see under from $50,000 to $100,000. And I want it to be in zip code 33713. Now you can also do it by city. You can do it by drawing a shape on the map. You can do it by bedrooms, bathrooms, square foot, whether or not it has a pool, waterfront, any special sale provisions, and say we want a single family home. I'm going to hit search, but I think I'm still on the wrong area of the map. So I'm just going to delete these shapes here, and I'm going to zoom out on my map and come back here to search. So I've got $50,000 to $100,000 in zip code 33713. And that's zip code 33713 with the listings that I just looked up. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So I've got my map more centered. And now I can come over here, and it works the same way. As you click through here, you'll see that they light up on the map as I scroll through them. And then I can still do my favorites, maybes, favorites, and notes. This one has a big tree. I add that. Now what I want to do is I can save this search, and I'm going to name this my 33713 search. And hit OK. Now here's the cool thing. When I come back to my welcome screen, I have my searches, and there's my 33713, and I have the auto searches, and there is Susie Smith's email listings that was set up initially. And then over here I have all my notes that I took, and they're kind of in order by date. So there's my big tree, there's my trampoline, there's my big yard, and I can refer right back to those listings just by clicking here. So don't forget to use this welcome screen. You can use the My Searches feature to pull up listings by map or by MLS number or by any criteria that you set. You can also refer back to your email searches. You can mark favorites and maybes, and you can discard them. And keep in mind that the favorites will span any of these searches that you've done. It'll span your auto emails, your personal searches, or any other property that you've pulled up here in the customer portal and named a favorite. And so that's kind of your quick list. You can pull those up and refer right back to those favorites at any time. And again, you can take notes and you can change the categories if one is no longer a favorite. Now it's a maybe. It's as simple as clicking on the icon and now it moves it to the other list. So hopefully that will help you better use the customer portal to keep your properties that you're looking at or considering or are interested in a little more organized and a little more easy for you to refer back to.